Hi, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy. Excuse me, here to bring you your November 2018 general readings. Thank you so much for joining us here today. Welcome to any newcomers. Thank you for those of you who continue to follow my channel, all your support and feedback and likes and shares and subscribes. And thank you to all of my clients out there, regular and new, for continuing to reach out and keeping me so busy with personal one-on-one readings. A pleasure and an honor. Thank you. If any of you are interested in a personal reading with me, you can go to my YouTube channel's homepage, click on the little About button there for more information and contact details, or you can click on the description bar of any of the videos I post. Please feel free to email me directly at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com and be delighted to work with you. I do a wide variety of readings of all different types and lengths in all areas of life. And turnaround time is pretty timely too. I do readings full-time, 5 to 6 days a week. It is what I do. I'm usually able to get back to your initial inquiry within the same day or the first 24 hours. And I work pretty diligently with your schedule to get you a reading as quickly as possible. So if you're interested, send me an email and we will go from there. You can also find me on the smartphone app Instantgo under Irish Gypsy. That's good for quick answers to the quick, easy questions. But for the traditional readings or a complex situation, send me an email and we'll set you up with something. All right, let's move right into this. This reading is for the air sign of Libra for the month of November 2018. Now, general readings always resonate a little differently for everybody. So if you know your rising and your moon sign, watch those as well for additional clarification. Sometimes they can play out a little more predictably for you. All right, Libra, let's see what's in store for you for November 2018. We begin with the Seven of Pentacles, followed by the Knight of Swords. We have the Four of Wands, followed by the Lovers. We have the Ace of Swords, followed by the Five of Cups. Good. And we have the Six of Swords, followed by the Knight of Pentacles. And from the bottom of the deck, your overall energy and guidance for the month is the Two of Cups. Well, Libra, I know that people who watch and follow tarot readers who put out general videos, unless they specifically are oriented towards, love and relationship videos. I know sometimes people get frustrated because it seems like some general readings, which are focused as general, seem to be relationship readings. I mean, sometimes that happens. I mean, the psychic can only channel what's coming in. I try to, and I think most of us do try to kind of cover, all areas of how it could resonate, particularly in general readings, because there's so many of you watching. I'm qualifying that because I feel like for a lot of you, this is about a relationship. Because that's what's coming through loud and clear. And I have to tell you, you have two lovely cards too. You have two of the primary relationship cards of the tarot here. You have the Lovers and the traditional soulmate card, the Two of Cups. So in fact, your overall energy, your crowning card from the bottom of the deck, representing, the general focus and energy for the month of November is the Two of Cups. Cups is water energy, and in the tarot, this is the energy of the heart. So it's about our emotional landscape, our feelings. It's also the area of our life that deals with relationships. The Two of Cups is the traditional soulmate card. It doesn't necessarily have to denote romantic soulmates. This can be soulmates of another type, best friends, kindred spirit energies. It can represent good friends or best friends that end up sometimes, every once in a while, transitioning into something more deeply loving or romantic in nature as well. In terms of job, work, and career, or the financial structure of your life, this can represent a really great match or union, because fundamentally the Two of Cups means a really great match in more than just physical or tangible, visible ways. It's a mutually great match for everybody involved. It could be about the coming together of two people in a romantic relationship, to friends, kindred spirits, finding the perfect job, the coming together of two entities or corporations in a way that's really mutually benefits everybody on a variety of levels. So it represents a beautiful union, a coming together. But it is the traditional soulmate card. You do have the Four of Wands, one of the happy home and marriage cards, and lovers as well. Some of you may be getting married or contemplating getting married, either extending that proposal or having one incoming or engagement, moving in together, something of that sort. Maybe even purchasing your first home or starting a family as well. But something where there's definitely this union at the heart of it. So we find ourselves at the beginning of November. I am recording these in the last few days of October, and I usually pull 2 cards per week, as most of you know, but time is fluid. Particularly in a general reading, because there's so many of you watching, so the timing may be a little earlier for some, a little later for others. So we begin with the Seven of Pentacles and the Knight of Swords. So we already know the overall focus is this union coming together. So the Seven of Pentacles is a card of reflection. Reflection, assessment, motives, contemplation. It's a card that represents taking stock. It's harvest time, and she's looking to see what her efforts have gleaned her. She's put in a lot of work to plant the seed, grow the tree, prune it, nourish it, take care of it, and now the harvest is here, and she's pausing for a minute before she begins to collect the harvest, because she's asking herself, what do I have? For all of my efforts, what do I have to show for it? Is what is in front of me justified, or the effort? I'll get this out. Is the effort that I put into this, the time, the work, the money, the effort, the love, etc., is it worth what I am now seeing as a result of that? Should I pick this harvest and continue with the same harvest, with the same crop next growth season? Should I make some changes? Should I pick it and go on and grow something completely different? It's a card of taking stock of what you have, often in a practical, financial or material way as well, because Pentacles is earth energy, and it often represents the earthy, concrete, practical areas of our life. But it's about taking stock at what you currently have in your life. It could be property, money, and just your relationship in general. We know that this union is kind of at the heart of things for the month. So there's a sense of what do I have with the efforts that I've put into my life? What do I have to show for it? What do I have to show for my relationship, the relationship part of my life? What do I have to show for the job work, for a financial part of my life, the family part of my life? What do I have to show in my life currently with the efforts I've put into it? And I feel like you're considering, now for some of you, the Seven of Pentacles is clarified by the Knight of Swords. So what's the Seven of Pentacles about? We know that there's already an energy of this union. The Knight of Swords clarifies the Seven of Pentacles. Now, Knights usually represent offers or opportunities coming in. They can also represent the speed at which a situation moves. This is the Knight of Swords. Swords is air energy. That's the element which governs this suit. And this is mental, cerebral, intellectual, psychological energy. The energy of the suit of swords is air. It's all about what goes on up in our heads. I always think of airhead when I say that. I'm not intending to. You guys are actually quite smart, air signs. But it's about how we think, what we believe, what our perceptions, belief systems, ideologies are, because that directly affects the way that we see the world, relate to the world, and communicate our ideas and our words to the world and people in the world and around us. So the Knight of Swords is delivering information, news, information, opportunities. News comes in. So for some of you, you may have gotten news information coming in that's caused this sense of contemplation and reflection of taking stock. For a lot of you, you're contemplating making an offer, or you're contemplating an offer that has already come in. You're taking some information, some news, and it could have been about this other person with this union or potential union, or it could be talking to somebody else and you're taking that information, but it's causing you in some way this sense of taking stock of your life right now, of what you have in certain aspects of your life or your life in general. Now, next to that, we have the Four of Wands and the Lovers. The Four of Wands is one of the happy home cards. It speaks of celebratory energy and can actually reference an actual celebration event of some kind. It's one of the marriage cards. It could represent marriage, weddings, engagement parties, graduations, retirement. It's a card that it can represent an actual formal event or a casual get-together of friends and family. But it does kind of reference remembering to feel grateful for the simple joys and blessings of the people that we have in our life, which is one of the reasons why it's called one of the happy home cards or happy family cards. That your home atmosphere, your family and friend atmosphere. And it's also, the Four of Wands is also the happy surprise or unexpected blessing card, meaning that even though it's coming because you're watching this reading right now, it's still something that's going to come and maybe in an unexpected way, in an unexpected time, from an unexpected source, and it might be in reference to a celebratory event. So when this card shows up, I always tell clients, don't turn down any invitations to go to something, even if it's something you're not all that excited about, whether it's a formal event or just a casual get-together like, coffee or drinks or a barbecue. Even though you're like, that doesn't sound like very much fun, you never know what might happen. You might meet the love of your life. You might make the best business contact of your career. Anything might happen. You never know. And this is not a card of an indeterminate future either. Typically when the Four of Wands shows up, it represents that unexpected blessing or happy surprise is coming within like a couple of weeks, a very short period of time or so. And it's showing up in the second week of November, but of course time is always fluid. But it's a pretty short period of time. Now, what's the Four of Wands about? Well, it's clarified by the Lovers. You already have here Two of Cups as overall energy. So here we have the Lovers, which can represent that soulmate connection. It can represent a very passionate, enthusiastic connection between two people. There's definitely no lack of heat in this relationship. Karmic connection, definitely, same as with the Two of Cups. It can also reference making a very important choice. In the early tarot decks, this was not called the Lovers, it was called the Choice, and it showed a man standing in front of two women, or a woman standing in front of two men. The implication being that a significant decision was going to have to be made that would significantly impact the lives of everyone involved. Now, when this comes up, I always say, when I reference that, I always say it does not mean that you're choosing between two people, although you might be, some of you. And does not mean that somebody else is choosing between you and somebody else. I mean, that could always be possible. I'm sure it's happening somewhere in the world with somebody. And I feel more of this choice energy. It's about this relationship or union. I feel like for a lot of you, it falls under the umbrella of the relationship, home, family kind of arena of your life. It might be that it might be for some of you that are already in an established relationship. You might be thinking of making a significant choice with your soulmate or about your soulmate that may affect your home and family life. You could be maybe making the decision to get engaged, to get married, to move in with each other, to purchase a new home, to start a family, or continue your family, something like that. You could be, because there is this reflection contemplation energy and, this choice energy here about, relationship, home, family, friends, soulmate, an unexpected blessing and happy surprise coming. Some of you may be considering making the offer. Some of you, you may be talking with somebody about, where we go on and blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden the offer, the invitation, the proposal is extended to you. Now, next to that we have, and I like the flow of this reading too. Next to that we have the Ace of Swords and the Five of Cups. So the Ace of Swords. Aces always represent new beginnings because they represent the number one. So the start of something new or the opportunity to start something new, the beginning of a new path. Again, we have Swords, air energy here. So this could be your epiphany moment, the light bulb going off over your head, a fresh new perspective, a new information coming in, an enlightenment, seeing something as it truly is, or seeing something in a different way for the first time, like that epiphany, the light bulb, ding, ding, going off. And it's clarified by the Five of Cups. So here we have more emotional energy. This is a card about being maybe stuck in grief and loss. This person you can see is sunk down to his knees, and his all of his attention and focus is on these three cups, which are tipped over and spilled out. And those tipped over cups represent loss, grief, something he's lost or had taken away from him, or something that was the promise of something and turned out not to be, whatever it represents. And he's completely focused on those 3 cups, what those represent. This isn't the 3 of Cups, this is the 5 of Cups. Right behind this man are these 2 beautiful goblets, still upright, still full, but he can't see them. Why? Because his back is turned to them. He's focused only on what no longer is. So this can represent being stuck for too long in grief and loss, and that being the only thing you focus on, when right in your environment might be something quite beautiful or opportunities coming which you might miss, because why? You're focused only on what no longer is. There's a time to honor, acknowledge and honor our grief and loss and pain, and then there's a time to tie a balloon string to it and move on and take the lessons or the love or whatever it is with us as we go, but not to get stuck, to get anchored to that, because we may miss out on other things. So it looks like there is because of all this that's going on, there is a brand new perspective, a fresh, it could be new ideas, a new way of looking at something that perhaps you were stuck in, or that somebody else close to you was kind of stuck in or anchored to. Now, and I like that. Now, and it's because of all of this coming in. Some of you might be meeting a soulmate. I mean, we don't have the Ace of Cups, but we could. It could be meeting somebody new, maybe at a party, or a wedding, or a barbecue. I don't know why I'm saying barbecue. It's November and the weather is turning, but not everywhere in the world. You could still be having a barbecue anyway. I live in Northern California. It's getting cooler, but you can still barbecue. All right, at or towards the end of the month, we have the 6 of Swords and the Knight of Pentacles. I love this because it's healing. And I love that it follows this new idea or this fresh perspective on something that you or somebody close to you was stuck in, this grief or loss. Because next we have this healing. 6 of Swords represent a healing process. If you could see the water behind this boat, it would be choppy and wavy and turbulent. But the water she's moving into, or he, is smooth, peaceful, placid, serene. She's moving away from a troubled, turbulent, chaotic, challenging, or painful time or situation, and she's moving into stable, quiet, harmonious, peaceful, healing waters. She's not to the other shore yet and on solid ground, but she's definitely moving. She's in transition towards that. And these swords, remember, swords are ideas, thoughts, perspectives. There's always a cautionary bit of advice too. It's a healing card, but remember, wherever we go, there we are. We follow ourselves wherever we go. So remember that you take everything from negative or painful or challenging experiences with us, good and bad. I mean, don't allow experiences, to the best of your ability, make you feel jaded or cynical or bitter or vengeful or vindictive, because you carry that with you. So make sure during the healing process that what you bring with you on the healing process is things that can help your healing. What clarifies the 6 of Swords is the Knight of Pentacles. So here's another offer or opportunity coming in, or you extending it out. This is practical or tangible in nature. This could be a job offer. It could be, I've seen it come up when somebody was helping somebody else to move. It could be moving in with each other, buying a new home. It could be a practical or tangible offer or opportunity. It's definitely sincere. Might be a little more slower moving than the other knights, but solid, steady, one foot after the other. The Knight of Pentacles will see the job done one step at a time, and done the right way as well. So a tangible new offer or opportunity is coming in at or towards the end of November for the majority of you, which is also healing. And I like this because I mean, just a swift textbook look at it, it looks like, some pain, grief, loss, which we have all had at different times in our life. And all of a sudden, this new, beautiful, fresh thing, could be a relationship, coming in unexpectedly maybe, or this idea that, maybe a relationship that has been, there for a little while. It's making you look at things, or it's enabling you to look at things. It's healing. It's enabling you to look at things in a different way, so that someone isn't, so overly focused on that grief and loss anymore. And it's definitely a healing process, and a very tangible one moving forward too. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful energy. I'm just going to take a peek at the very next card that would have come out. 6 of Wands, victory and triumph after a struggle, after a challenge, after a battle, after a difficult time, victory and triumph. So I really love it. This reading has kind of this almost darkness into light winter into spring kind of feeling to it, and I really like the flow of it. What a beautiful reading, Libra. So happy to bring it to you. So that pretty much wraps up your reading for... wait a minute. I want to reference to, because I try to, even though I felt like for the majority of you, it's a relationship reading of some type. Home and family involved as well. It could be money, job, finance, business. Although there's such a strong connection to home and family and relationship here, it would be something that significantly impacts that as well. So we'll see what comes out in the feedback. Excuse me. So Libra, that pretty much wraps up your November 2018 general reading. I hope that you found it helpful and uplifting, because it really was a lovely reading. Again, if any of you are interested in a more personal one-on-one reading with me, you can get more info and contact details by going to my YouTube channel's homepage, clicking on that little About button, or you can click on the description bar of any of the videos I post. Please feel free to email me directly at Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. I would be most happy to work with you and set up a reading as quickly as we can. I do love and romance, of course, relationship compatibility charting, reconciliation potential, career, work, and finance, as well as investment readings. I do channeled messages from past on loved ones as long as there was a strong connection. And I also do 6 and 12-month overviews, which take a look at what's coming in your life in all the main areas over the next 6 or 12 months, depending on how far ahead you want to look. While you can do them at any time of the year, they seem to be particularly popular around the last couple of months of the year, as a lot of people like to get the overviews as we're looking at the end of one year and the beginning of another one. And gift readings also seem to be quite popular during the holiday season as gifts for friends and family and loved ones. So something to consider as well. Okay, Libra, I will see you all again in a couple of weeks for the November 2018 mid-month readings. And until then, as always, I wish you joy, peace, blessings, and a happy life. Take care, and I hope to see you back here again soon. Bye.